What's going on, everybody? This week we are in a transition mode. We are moving our offices. Our lease is up on the property that we're at. So at the end of the month, so we're going to be making a transition. So hopefully my office is a little bit cooler, or I don't know. We'll see what's going on. What my first 2 years in business taught me about real estate and how I apply it to pretty much everything that I've built in my business so far. If you don't know, we are about a $20 million real estate company. We do that pretty much annually at this point, and yeah, we're not the largest, but starting from absolutely nothing to where we are now, and the group of guys that we've got now is really cool. And so the reason I bring that up is to show you that I do have one validation. I do have somewhat understanding of this business, and I would like to be able to share that with you. And so this is going to be the top couple of things that I learned in the first 2 years. Number one is going to be hire your weaknesses. People always say, like, try to play your strengths and stuff like that. I knew that I was good at sales. I was good at talking to people, and I knew how to do the sales thing. What I did not know how to do was numbers, being able to stay on top of the client scheduling, and I just wasn't good at organization. I wasn't good at these other things. But in a real estate business, or pretty much any business that you're going to start, you have to be organized. You have to understand the numbers. You have to understand what's working, what's not working. And someone who can keep you on that path is going to be worth so much money. And the faster you can find that person is is always going to be the best case scenario. And for me, I got into the business the first year. It was just me. I was just kind of learning things. The second year, towards the end of the second year, I started bringing on an assistant, and then I rotated out assistants until I found the right person. So that would be the number one thing: is hire your weaknesses. Don't try to fix your weaknesses. Obviously, in the first year or 2 years, you don't have a lot of money, but it's better to start trying to figure that out and hire somebody that can help you somewhat get organized and help you process, these things that are going to be coming up, schedules, stuff like that, even if it is short term, right? So if you can hire, someone that can come in and help you kind of build some models, maybe build a system, something that you can start learning and using on a regular basis. And if you can get them for 2, 3, 4 hours out of the day, just to kind of help you, and just pay them, whatever it may be. If you can bring that person in for a couple of hours just to help you build some of this stuff and process some of the things you've got going on, it's going to help you so much. So hire based on your weaknesses, not on your strengths, because you don't need two people that are you. You need one person that is you, and the other person to be who they are and good at the things that you aren't good at. So that's number one. Number two, which kind of plays into that, is get an assistant. The moment that you start feeling overwhelmed and things are not going the way you need them to, get an assistant, because they are going to help you keep everything on track. I always say an assistant is the oil in the machine. It's what helps keep everything moving, because without that person who is going to be more administrative, you are not going to be able to stay on top of what you're supposed to be staying on top of. And if you're like me, you can get so overactive. Like you can build up an entire group of people that are ready to close, or you're closing deals or whatever it is, and then you realize, you look up and you're like, oh snap, I have not done this, I have not done this, and this. Having somebody on the back end that is able to pick up that slack is always going to be super beneficial. And I know those two kind of play into each other, but it's better to pick up that assistant a lot sooner than it is further down the road. And if the moment you can start figuring out how you can apply that, is going to help you get further a lot faster. So that's super tactical, but that would be it. Three is tracking your numbers, making sure you understand, okay, it takes me 17 dials to get one person to pick up. It takes me, every one person that picks up, I've got to talk to six to get a deal closed, or whatever those numbers come out to be. Understand your numbers, because the moment you understand that, you can scale. You can scale so much faster. And depending on where you are, and the sales prices are going to be different. So you have to have some sort of an understanding of where you want to take this dream that you have, and start being able to track it on a dialed in level so that you aren't missing things. Number 4 on this list is going to be chase every idea to the end. I get so many ideas on a regular basis that I've got to, plot them out. I've got to process those thoughts. And I, in the beginning, would just run through so many walls. Like, if it wasn't working out, I would go again. I would change it, and then I would go again, change it, go again. And what I recommend is taking a little bit more time to process the thought, but not too much time that you start procrastinating. Have the idea, break it down, run a 3-1-1, and then start moving. Start moving in the direction of the idea that you have. So if you have the idea of, I want to start this company, go ahead and start building up some problems that could happen, and then work through those problems, and then start making phone calls, right? The idea behind a business is you have to have money coming in. That is always the first problem. How do I get this product to these people and make sure that it's good? That is a straight line between product, selling, and being able to bring money into the company, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You're trying to get the idea, process the thought, get the sales done, and then once you have money coming in, the problems become a lot easier to float with, right? And so whether that's getting an assistant, whether that's hiring other people that are going to be better at certain things than you are, that's how you start working in that process. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to understand what that next step could be and what it should be. And faster you can gain that experience and start running through those walls, you're going to be a lot further down the road versus the person who has the idea and then does not actually do anything with it. That is going to be something that you are going to want to take into everything that you do. Next piece is going to be the discipline and consistency. We've touched on this before. Having an understanding of the thoughts that you have, the words that come out of your mouth, the actions that you do, and the behavior that you create all tie into each other. So the moment you say you can't do something, you start lowering your posture. You lower the frequency that you can run at. Be confident in who you are. Be confident in your ideas. And yes, that can be hard, and it's easier for some than it is others. But the idea is that you've been given this idea, and it is your job to create and move that idea forward. And no one else is going to do it better than you will, because you were the one with the idea and it's your dream. So that's always going to be at the top of the list as well. Save money and be able to understand that you need capital, you need liquid to be able to run a company. And the moment that you start realizing that you are running into issues with money, you've got to be disciplined in how you go about it. For me, it was profit first. That allowed me to start understanding how I was tracking my money and working through my money. Whatever it was, when I was 20, 21 years old, I would make money, and then I would spend the money, and I'd make it and spend it and make it and spend it. And I had to get to a system and an understanding of how to save money, how to break money down, and how to understand money and what it is there for. It is simply a tool to allow you to do more things. So the understanding of money, the ability to acquire capital, the ability to sell is always going to be the best case scenario, because you can always sell yourself out of a hole. I promise you, it may not seem like it, but you can always sell yourself out of a hole. You cannot save yourself out of a hole. And that is always going to be the key. Number one takeaway is, if you are struggling, if you're having a hard time, learn the ability to sell, understand the skills that comes with being able to sell something, and you will always have money being able to generate as I call it my little money factory, right? I know if I lock in and get on the phones, I'm going to be able to generate money. And that is always an important skill to be able to acquire and hone in and master. If you believe in yourself, you believe in the product that you bring, or the service that you bring, you will always be able to confidently go in to a sales call. And that is a big one too. So those are the couple different things that I've learned. I don't want to make this a super long one, but I do want it to be beneficial and actually actionable, So if you did find benefit in this, let us know. We are here. We're trying to grow. We're trying to do the thing. We're at 4,300 followers at the current moment on YouTube, and our Facebook is growing, our Instagram is growing, and our TikTok is absolutely blowing up. So all of this is just super thankful to you guys. And if there's anything that you guys want to see or you want me to break down, let me know. That's what we're here for. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to understand what the community wants and then be able to bring that as best as I can. And it doesn't have to be just real estate. It doesn't have to be just business. I'm here, been on this world for 32 years and have experienced a lot of different things, a lot of hard things, but also a lot of good things. And that's what I want to be able to convey. So let us know. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, share this out if it's beneficial to anybody you know.